Hi, it's Fiona Kane here from Informed Health, and just checking in this afternoon to talk about self-care. And I want to talk about self-care and what it looks like for you today. This is a really important question that I teach my clients to ask themselves. And on a day-to-day basis, you can ask yourself, what does self-care look like for me today? And it's important to understand self-care looks different on different days. So some days it might mean getting up earlier and exercising, but other days, if you haven't been getting enough sleep, it actually might be staying in bed for longer, because we know that the foundation for all good health is sleep. So getting that extra sleep is important. Some days it might look like eating well. Other days it might actually be the chocolate cake. And I'll explain what I mean. There's a difference between self-care and sabotaging yourself. So if you're doing the chocolate cake every day and that's sabotaging your health, that's not self-care. So if you're being really honest with yourself about what self-care is, you won't be doing that every day. However, if you do the chocolate cake some days because you really enjoy it, or you need it for, you might be an emotional eater and you might feel sad or whatever it is, if you do that occasionally and you make that conscious choice, and that's what self-care looks like for you on that day, that is fine. So it's about also understanding the difference between self-care and self-sabotage, because you can, if you use self-care as an excuse just to not look after yourself, that's not self-care, that's sabotaging yourself. However, it is important to understand that self-care can mean lots of different things. It can mean getting your taxes finished. It can mean cleaning up your space. It can mean resting and having a nap. It can mean catching up or connecting with a friend or a loved one. It can mean so many things. So, self-care could be showing up for work and showing up for the job interview and going out and going for it. Self-care could actually be having some space, having some personal space, and just being quiet and present. Could be reading a book or listening to music or whatever it is. It's just really important to understand that, because if we understand that, we assess where we're at with our mental health and our physical health. We can make better decisions about what we need. Do I need protein? Because I really need protein to ground myself and to balance my blood sugar levels. So sometimes it might be a question of, have I had protein? Do I need protein? Or am I thirsty? Do I need some water? Am I dehydrated? So it's kind of checking in and seeing where you're at, and it'd be the emotional and physical, and adjusting the care that you need that day for what that looks like. And if you're approaching it from a place of love and respect and self-care, it'll be the right decision. You will make the right decision. So if we're practicing self-care, we don't self-sabotage over and over and over again, right? Self-care is knowing what you need on that day and adjusting it for that day, and being flexible enough to do that. Because what happens is, us people who are kind of real perfectionist personalities, they struggle to get this concept because they think that self-care looks like perfection. And when they don't reach to perfection, they really hate on themselves and get angry at themselves and shame themselves, and then practice no self-care. So it's either all self-care and completely wonderful and green smoothies and gym every day, or it's nothing. And the truth is that life is life, and humans are humans, and our experience of life is up and down, and there's all sorts of things going on for us. So we actually do need to be flexible enough to adjust to, what does it look like today? What does self-care look like for me today? And if we're being really honest with ourselves and really in tune, that will be the right decision. And it won't be a case of constantly sabotaging yourself. It'll be, no, today the right decision is the chocolate brownie. Tomorrow the right decision is the gym, or the protein, or drinking plenty of water, or whatever it happens to be. So if you have any questions, just let me know. But these are the sorts of concepts that we work on with our clients, because essentially our goal, even though we teach our clients a lot about whether it's about nutrition or about managing their energy or relationships or all sorts of things, our goal, and relationship to food is a big one, but our goal is to make sure that you know how to check in and know what you need. And if you know that, you don't need other people to tell you, you don't need the experts to tell you what you need. You know what you need, you start to use your intuition. So, let me know, what does self-care look like for you today? Self-care today looked like me going to the gym and me getting some housework done and me getting some work done as well. And I'm working tonight. I've seen some clients. So that's what self-care looks like for me today, a mixture of all of those things. What does it look like for you today? And just let me know below. Okay, thank you. I'll talk to you again another time. Thanks. Bye.